Christina Partsinevelos has the more on this issue.
I have more. Right. And we're talking almost of as an echo of Milton Friedman's doctrine, which is the social responsibility of corporations is to increase profits. But the world's biggest asset manager and biggest investor in coal companies, Vanguard, told the FT, quote, "Our duty is to maximize long-term total returns for clients. Climate change is a material risk, but it is only one factor in an investment decision." And continue to say that Vanguard does not seek to direct company strategy and suggested some firms actually with a large carbon footprint can play a big role in a low carbon future. Vanguard, they did follow back. I asked them earlier this morning. They gave me a comment just before and told me that they encourage proper board oversight, risk mitigation, effective disclosures, so as to not undermine its long-term investments. And what we are seeing, though, is fossil fuel prices. We know this, surging. Investment firms want a piece of the money pie. Sometimes, though, at the expense of the climate. And that's the debate right now. And despite the drop in markets this year, companies like Occidental up over, 137%, BP 23%. And the list continues. The energy sector in the S&P up on the year as well. And so a new report today says that 8 oil and gas companies alone are involved in over 200 expansion projects over the next 3 years. What they say is the equivalent to the lifetime emissions of 77 new coal power plants. So yes, although increasing in the past year, the downward trend of coal consumption in the United States is continuing to go down since its peak in 2007. Nonetheless, the topic that we have right now is that companies are stuck in a bind. And Milton Friedman's doctrine, right? Profits over planet, which one?
Well, they're a great example because they sort of own so many different things. And if they felt like they had to divest from fossil fuels, it'd be a very big deal. So here they are saying, they offer ESG funds, but in this case, they don't feel like they need to divest from fossil fuels per se. What about other companies who have been under pressure like this?
Is it other companies or I guess even statements, right? There's been a little bit of backlash. For example, the HSBC head of responsible business recently said in a presentation that climate risks are overblown and who cares what happens to Miami if it's 6 feet under or 6 meters under in 100 years.
Because Amsterdam has been, he said already.
Yes.
I think something to that effect.
So there's one example, and then Tesla getting removed from the S&P ESG index not because they're getting worse in terms of their emissions, but everybody's getting better, and Tesla could improve and have a better low-carbon strategy.
Still, all of this suggests maybe there's some pushback to the kind of overbroad ESG.
Well, exactly. How do you quantify and qualify so much uncertainty?
Yeah, absolutely. Christina, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Christina Partsinevelos.